One of the stories covered was when hackers infiltrated Trump's Twitter account and discovered his password was "You're fired." They were stunned that guessing it actually worked. Unbelievable occurrences like that happen sometimes. It isn't always sophisticated. Occasionally someone just stumbles into a ridiculous vulnerability. These are true stories from the dark side of the internet. Jack Rhysider hosts Darknet Diaries. David Bombal welcomed Jack as a special guest. While Jack is widely known, he introduced himself for anyone unfamiliar with his background. He creates the podcast Darknet Diaries, which sits at the intersection of true crime and cybercrime. Rather than just following breaking news that leaves open questions, Jack prefers looking back years later to uncover the complete narrative from start to finish, the way proper slow journalism should be done. Before podcasting, he spent a decade as a network security engineer primarily using Cisco products. David noted their shared Cisco background and suggested tracing Jack's journey from his university days to where he is now. Jack shared that his passion began back in the AOL era. Connecting to the internet hooked him completely. After high school, pursuing a general IT bachelor's degree felt like the natural choice. However, the program provided broad overviews without deep dives into specific technologies, leaving him unsure of where he fit in. After graduating, Jack struggled to find standard IT roles, working small web development gigs alongside non-tech jobs for nearly 10 years. Driven by the desire to put his degree to use, he decided to study for and earn his CCNA. That certification completely reshaped his career path. David related to this, noting that the CCNA was a major turning point in his own life as well. Upon earning the certification, Jack applied for jobs and was hired by the very first network operations center he contacted. He stayed at that company for 10 years, following a clear progression route from NOC technician up to junior engineer. During that time, he also earned his CCNP. While focusing on routing and switching, an opening arose for a security engineer. Despite bombing the initial quiz on ASA commands, Jack took the opportunity simply to advance his engineering career. Stepping into that role sparked a real passion. He went on to earn CCNA security and CCNP security. The position drew upon all the foundational concepts from his degree, like operating system bias, language logic, and image storage, and tied them together into a cohesive purpose: securing systems. For anyone looking to break into cybersecurity today, Jack recommends mastering at least one of 3 foundational pillars: operating systems and server administration, programming in a language like Python or C, or deep TCP/IP networking and routing. Understanding packets and network layers provides a crucial toolkit for analyzing attacks. During his time as a security engineer, Jack's work centered on Cisco ASA firewalls. Initially focused on administrative tasks like opening ports or configuring branch sites, he eventually realized the team needed to be more proactive. This led to building out a rudimentary Security Operations Center, SOC, to collect logs, correlate alerts, and hunt for threats. Despite a successful decade in network security, Jack always possessed a creative drive. He had built internal web portals and authored technical blogs to simplify complex concepts for others. Combined with his love for narrative podcasts like This American Life and Radiolab, he realized there was space for a show focused entirely on the complete, dramatic arc of cyber incidents. In 2017, Jack launched Darknet Diaries while still working full-time. Experiencing burnout in his engineering role, he decided 6 months later to commit to the podcast full-time. He intentionally designed the show for a hybrid audience. Rather than aiming solely at security professionals or oversimplifying concepts for casual listeners, he weaves deep technical details into accessible narrative rhythm, keeping both experts and newcomers engaged. To master audio storytelling, Jack studied resources like Jessica Abel's book Out on the Wire and Pixar's storytelling courses. He focused on structure and narrative formulas rather than getting hung up on production hardware, initially recording on a basic USB microphone. His approach to building an audience centers on delivering consistent value without immediately worrying about monetization. When he first went full-time, the podcast had no ads. To cover his living expenses during those early months, he sold a Bitcoin he had previously bought for $600 when its price surged to $18,000, giving him the financial runway to establish the show. Around 9 months in, sponsorships began sustaining the operations. Today, episodes average around 500,000 downloads, with top episodes reaching 700,000. Creating an episode requires roughly 50 hours of work spanning research, interviews, writing, and production. Jack interviews a wide range of guests, from victims and penetration testers to former intelligence operatives and reformed cybercriminals. One standout release is the Xbox Underground episode, which tells the wild, true story of a group that hacked major game developers to access pre-release games, only to find themselves in way over their heads. Ultimately, hearing direct accounts from the people who lived through these events brings an authenticity that technical write-ups simply cannot match.